In pursuit of away day victory number 3, Adrian Heath's hand is forced into several unwanted adjustments. And with Allianz Field on the horizon, today the Loons come to conquer a house that so very rarely falls. A place where foes have fallen, enemies have been eliminated, and shields have been swung. One final road hurdle to leap at Red Bull Arena. It's New York Red Bulls and Minnesota United. Ken's Ryan weather report reached 64 degrees today. Gorgeous and perfect for Major League Soccer. And a very warm welcome to the broadcasting booth. Callum Williams alongside former Gophers soccer star Kindra D. St. Aubin. And Kindra, before we get into things that we'll see here in New Jersey today, let's rewind things and go back to last week, where disappointment was the obvious and overriding word.
Yeah, Minnesota United expecting to come away with a better result in that match, but early on, a little bit of a defensive miscue on the back post, and they just didn't find a way to recover. A handball, they notched it up, they tied up at 1-1. Darwin Quintero steps to the spot, a beautiful penalty, but the second half just didn't have the energy. It didn't match New England's energy, and instead, New England Revolution come away with the 3 points. Minnesota now back-to-back losses, one more road hurdle, as you said, and they've got to find a way to come away here from New York today with some points.
And of course for Minnesota United, the task ahead doesn't get any easier for them today. 2 eye-watering absentees for Adrian Heath's Minnesota United today.
Yeah, and Darwin Quintero, we just saw the penalty. He's got 3 penalties, 3 goals on the season, suffered a bit of a groin tweak this week in training, and Miguel Ibarra also with a hamstring injury, both not in the lineup, both did not travel with the team here to New York and not available. But you know what that means, and Adrian Heath has said it over the past 2 seasons, next man up. Somebody else has got to step up and replace those 2 key pieces for Minnesota United.
But at the other end of the scale, the New York Red Bulls with a really uncharacteristic start.
Very uncharacteristic. Back-to-back losses, as you see, since May 2017, but they have not lost back-to-back home games since May of 2014. There is a reason they call this place the Fortress. There is a reason that they are the Supporter Shield, reigning Supporter Shield champions. They are ready and raring to go. Chris Armas has his team firing on all cylinders, and you can bet Bradley Wright Phillips ready to play.
To the starting 11, first Minnesota United presented by Allianz. It's a first out of the season for Brent Coleman and Abu Dunladi, but Kindra, because of the way these sides line up today, you feel opportunities for the fullbacks ahead.
Absolutely. Francisco Calvo, Roman Metanero, we talk about them a lot, but this time in a different formation, a 3-4-3 for Adrian Heath. He wants those 2 outside players to be on the front foot, get in on the attack, use that pace, as well as Abu Dunladi, Ethan Finley to get in behind and use that pace as Rodriguez does a little hold-up play. 2
adjustments for New York Red Bulls. Cáceres comes into the centre of midfield, and it's a start for 18-year-old Danish prodigy Mathias Jorgensen up top. But Kindra, at the other end of the field is where your eyes focus.
Well, the 2 center backs, Long and Parker. I mean, you've got Long. He is the reigning 2018 MLS Defender of the Year. That 2 center back pairing is a tandem that is tough to break down. Even though they've suffered back-to-back losses, not allowing nearly any goals on the season, just having trouble scoring. So as we said, Jorgensen up top, as well as Bradley Wright Phillips, look for those 2 to partner up and see what they can create offensively.
A big day on the 5th and final road hurdle for Minnesota United. Can they claim victory heading into Allianz Field? Stay with us as the Advocare countdown to kickoff continues. One more pulsating 90 minutes ahead in Harrison, New Jersey before the opening of Allianz Field. For more, let's go down to Jamie Watson.
As if playing at Red Bull Arena wasn't difficult enough, Adrian Heath and his staff were dealt a big blow this week. 2 of the most dynamic players, Miguel Ibarra and Darwin Quintero, unavailable tonight. So, with that in mind, Adrian Heath has opted to shift the formation. His inclusion of Brent Coleman tonight puts 3 center backs on the field for Minnesota United, and that is to account for Bradley Wright Phillips at all times. He's been dynamite against the Loons in the past with 3 goals and 2 back-to-back wins. 3-0 was the scoreline for the New York Red Bulls. Minnesota United tonight is looking to shift, to lock things down defensively, do what they need to do to get a result. And for the players, well, there's no bigger motivation than the opening of Allianz Field in 1 week's time.
So stay with us, plenty coming on the Element Electronics halftime show. Abu Dunladi's first goal of the season separates the two sides at halftime. Stay with us, the Loons lead in New York.
This copyrighted telecast of Major League Soccer may not be retransmitted, reproduced, or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Major League Soccer.
Welcome back. New York Red Bulls 0, Minnesota United 1. Let's hear from the head coach Adrian Heath, who's downstairs with Jamie Watson for our Great Clips sideline interview.
Adrian, a big change for you before the game. You went to a 3-4-3. How did it work out for you in the first half?
Well, I think the game plan's worked perfect so far. Restricted them to what? A couple of half chances maybe, which is unusual for them here. But they look dangerous all evening on the counter-attack, so more of the same. But as I've just said, it's only 45. They're going to keep coming. That's the way they play. We can't just sit and consolidate and just keep defending deep. We've got to look to be progressive when we get the ball.
Thanks a lot, Adrian, for your time. Game plans work to perfection so far, Cal. Kendra, let's see if Minnesota United can close it out in this 5-game road streak with either 9 points or possibly even 7 points. Back to you guys. Adrian, congrats on the win. Thank you for your time. He expects a big performance next week. And Cal, Kendra, I can only imagine in the Brew Hall right now just how loud Wonderwall is being sung. Can you imagine in 7 days' time if they can pull off another win? Back to you guys.
One can only imagine, but one will see in 7 days' time. Cue Wonderwall at home. Minnesota are victorious at New York Red Bulls.